Hello everyone, this is Lance. This is Mahjong Tips 26. Today I'm going to talk about something I'll call the future shape of your hand. So let's start with a quick recap. Let's say you Pong Fa Cai and then in any type of Mahjong that's a sufficient condition to win the hand. Then this is your hand, you need to discard something. So decide what's your choice based on pure tile efficiency. You want to win the hand as fast as possible. Okay, so I hope that you chose Liu 1. If you didn't choose Liu 1, then you need to watch my Mahjong tips video on weight fixing to see the explanation for this type of hands. Okay, so a common mistake could be a player could choose to discard 四索 thinking that he wants to fix the 369索. Okay, but if you discard 四索, then you leave the Liu 1 in your hand for no reason at all. That Liu 1 it will never be useful to your hand. Even if you were to change, you draw a 581, right? You suddenly have no 眼睛. So this Liu 1, it becomes a burden to your hand. Okay, you throw Liu 1 and keep the 四索, right? You can still Pong either 四索 or 7-1 or draw it yourself and then wait on 一四筒 to 听牌. So very clearly, the choice here should be to throw Liu 1. Okay, and that will be the fastest route to 听牌. Okay, however, what if I change the hand slightly? Like this 二筒 over here, I change it to 一筒. So now it's not so clear that you want to Pong. Like let's say you throw 六 1, then if you Pong 四索 7-1 or you eat 369索, then you end up stuck with a car long weight of 二筒 that can only be improved by drawing 四筒, which is as specific as drawing 二筒 itself. Okay, so in this case, then we can consider foregoing pure tile efficiency. Okay, so just now as I explained, the obvious choice is to throw Liu 1. It is the fastest way for you to reach 听牌. But if you throw Liu 1 here, then you would be looking at fixing a car long weight for your hand. So over here, it is actually a decent choice to instead discard 四索, especially if the 二筒 has come out on the table before. Okay, if it's early in the game, then you don't need to prioritize to 听牌 as soon as possible, and you want to get a better shape for your hand. Okay, you don't want to end up waiting a car long 二筒, especially if it has come out before. The chance of winning is very low. Okay, in Mahjong we don't just aim for the fastest 听牌, we aim for the fastest victory. Okay, and if we get a very fast 听牌 but that 听牌 is not good, then even if other players 听牌 after us, they have a higher chance to win than us. Okay, so back to this, right? If we throw 四索, okay, what happens is we don't have to fix on the 卡隆二筒 or to wait for a 四筒 to improve the weight. Okay, if we throw 四索, we can potentially draw 一筒 here in this case or 三筒, and then it will if the 一筒 or 三筒 become the 眼睛, it will free up the 万子 side to become a two-sided weight. Okay, and even after getting the 369索, you can still wait on a good two-sided weight of 581. Okay, so in the previous case, if you just discarded Liu 1, you're pretty much stuck with a car long unless you draw 四筒. Okay, even if you were to draw 一筒 or 三筒, in this case, you no longer have the 581 after you throw Liu 1. Okay, so if you decide to throw 四索 and retain this three-sided weight, but at the same time also retain the chance of improving your shape, okay, then you stand a chance to improve the shape of your hand, not just with 四筒 but also by pairing the 一筒 and 三筒, and therefore getting a 眼睛 in over here, and therefore you free up your hand for 581. Another possible tile that you can improve your hand with is 7-1. Okay, so although it's kind of a backfire because originally you draw 7-1, you already 听牌, right? But in this shape, if you had discarded 四索 and draw 7-1 here, you can continue to throw the 一三筒, and then you actually have a very good shape in your hand. You need 369索 as well as 581, and if you get 369索 first, you can end up waiting 568, another three-sided weight. Okay, so I hope you understood this. sometimes you see even the good mahjong players they forgo tile efficiency to try to improve the shape of the hand. Okay, because we don't just focus on pure speed in mahjong, we want to have a better chance of winning by improving the shape of our hand. So if we have the time, if it's early in the game, we can forgo some speed and try to improve the shape. Okay, let's move on to another example. Now in the recent Singapore Mahjong commentary video I did with Beston. Okay, so if you haven't watched that, please click the link. Okay, so there was this hand which I took a very long time to explain, and I think in the end it wasn't clear because I was just uh like saying everything, and there were no illustrations or anything, so it might be a bit confusing. So I want to talk about this here. It's relevant to the topic. Okay, so in this case, this player has no flowers in Singapore Mahjong, no flowers, no animals, so can potentially get the 4 Tai Ping Hu. Okay, and he is 1 away from Ting Pai. Okay, so there are a few things he can throw. If we look at pure tile efficiency, okay, pure tile efficiency says that if he discard 五筒 or 八筒, 5 or 8, okay, he has the, like, basically drawing any 万子 except for 九万 he will Ting Pai. So throwing 5 or 8 is the fastest way to get Ting Pai. Okay, however, we are talking about improving the shape of the hand. Now this 5, 6, 7, 8 is a very good floating shape. Okay, if there's a Mahjong tips video on floating, so if we were to get 筒子 beside it, we can actually get good weights in the, like, good two-sided weights in the 筒子, and we can get rid of all these ugly kalongs in the 万字 suit. Okay, then some of these drawing 万字, right, might not be as efficient as we think, because drawing some things like 1万 3万, if you draw, you end up waiting kalong. So although pure speed says that we should throw 五八筒 and focus on the 万字 suit, but then just doing that doesn't guarantee that we are going to get a good shape in our hand. So keeping the 五八筒 is ideal here. So the player definitely kept the 五八筒 here. Now over at the 万字 suit, the next choice will be to throw 七万. Okay, and that's what the player did. And this 七万 other than 五八筒 is the most efficient discard, right? But in the commentary video, okay, I said that this player should instead throw 一万 instead of 七万. Okay, so 一万 is actually rank number 4, right, after 七万. So why did I say he should throw 一万 instead of 七万? Okay, so right, let's say you throw 七万, right? In this case, the player throw 七万, right? Okay, let's look at this 五六七八筒. Just now I said it's a good floating shape. So what do I mean by that? Over here you can draw 四七筒, and if you draw 四七筒, right, you get an extra two-sided weight here. If you draw 四七筒, then you can weight on 六九筒. And 4 is even better than 7, because if you draw 四筒, you have a potential three-sided 三六九筒 weight, and you can proceed to break the kalongs in the 万字 suit and focus on the good weights in 筒子. Okay, another weight improvement is to shape improvement is to draw 六九筒. Then instead you will be able to focus your hand to weight on 四七筒, a good two-sided weight. Okay, compared to the kalongs in the 万字 suit. Now, if you had thrown 七万 like the player did in the video, okay, then you end up with this shape in the 万字, right? Let's say you get the best case scenario, because all along you kept this 5, 6, 7, 8 筒子, right, to improve the shape of the hand. So let's assume that you got very lucky and managed to draw a 四筒 into your hand. Okay, now you want to focus your hand to weight on 三六九筒 as far as possible. Of course, if you get to eat or draw the 三六九筒 first, then is idiot proof. Okay, you will definitely be able to get a two-sided weight in the 万字 suit. So if you were to draw 四筒, you probably throw 一万 like this. Okay, if you eat 三六九筒, you can weight 五八万. Okay, but in this case, if you want to focus your weight on the 筒子 suit, Okay, in this case, you can only eat either 4万 or 58万 in the 万子 and then proceed to wait on 童子. Okay, now let's go back to the case where I chose to throw 1 instead of 7万. Okay, then I'll end up with this. I'll end up with 3. The 3 is my hand, right? Then when I draw 4 I'll throw the 3 and end up with this shape. I basically retain this 5, 5, 6, 7, 7. Okay, which is actually very strong if I want to focus my hand to wait on the 童子 suit. Okay, so other than getting 6 if you get 6 you can choose to wait either 147 or 258 which is a legit 平湖 shape in Singapore Mahjong. Okay, not in Ricci, but in Singapore Mahjong, if you got no eyes and is waiting on more than 1 tile is still considered 平湖. Okay, now over here with this shape, okay, you can eat 471. I meant to make them appear one by one, but I don't know what happened. Okay, so if you with this shape you can eat 471, okay, and throw 5 then you are waiting 369筒. You can also eat 581 and throw 7 and then you are waiting 369筒. So compared to just now where you can only eat 4 and 581 to fix your weight on the 童子, right? To get your final weight on the 童子. Over here now you can eat 471, 581 as well as 61 to wait on 童子. Okay, so although the table just now show, right, that 71 is the fastest if you want to keep 58筒. Okay, I chose to discard 1 because I want to take into account the future shape improvement of the hand. Okay, the whole point of keeping the 5678筒 is to draw 童子 beside to improve the shape of the hand. And then after that, I want to maximize my ability to get my final weight on the 童子 suit. And this shape doesn't maximize my chance of getting the good weight in 童子. Okay, this shape instead, okay, I have so many possibilities to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, right? Okay, all these things I can actually make melds and then fix my final weight on 童子, which is far more flexible. Okay, so back to the original focus of this video. Okay, we sacrifice speed to improve the shape of the hand. Of course, the improvement is not seen yet. We are like predicting a future. We are hoping for a future improvement to our hand, like for example drawing 4系统 or 6九筒 here. Okay, and to take into account this future improvement of the hand, we make certain arrangements such that our hand can better play after we get these future improvements in the hand. Okay, so I shared with you 2 examples in this hand. The simpler one just now, okay, where we don't want to focus our weight on a Kalong. And over here, if you were to get an improvement, how best do we allow our hand to accept this improvement? Okay, so I know that this video might be a bit confusing, but considering that it's like Mahjong tips 26 already, you don't expect extremely basic stuff to appear here. So if you are confused, please like rewind and go through the stuff again. And any comments or questions, please leave a comment below. Okay, please like and subscribe. Thank you everyone for watching. Okay, bye bye.